We are under the lights at Boucher Field on the campus of Husson University in Bangor, Maine, getting ready for a men's soccer tilt as the Bowdoin Polar Bears made the journey north to play this Husson University squad. Caden Trenowith alongside Philip Robarge. And thank you all for joining us as we have an interesting matchup ahead. Both these teams unbeaten. However, for the Eagles, this is a team they've never beat. 15 matchups since the first ever matchup in 2000. Husson hasn't found the win column yet. Philip, what's it going to take for these Husson Eagles to finally find this win column against the Bowdoin College Polar Bears?
Well, first of all, Caden, thank you. And it's a pleasure to join you here in the booth for this matchup. And for Husson, Coach Carlos Bermudez, he would have told his team, a lot of people are tabbing them as the favorites to win the East this year. And that's not something they should take lightly. I think they'll know that, and I think that he will have instructed them that, yes, this doesn't look like a good track record, but they're a good team.
Absolutely. 7 coaches. Bermudez makes 8 that have taken on the Bowdoin Challenge. And it is not a good record. Gavin Penny did it the most, lost all 7 by a combined 25-3. Jeff Gettler before him did it twice, lost by a combined 8-0. Seth Brown before him lost 3 times by a combined 13-1. Scott Warman before him lost 2 games, combined 12-0. Nate Benoit with the first ever game losing 0-1. Joe Swanson will bring you the starters in the national anthem. We'll return after this.
Fans, welcome to Boucher Field for tonight's game, featuring the Polar Bears of Bowdoin College taking on your Eagles of Husson University. Husson University would like to thank its corporate sponsors, Adidas, DKI Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration Incorporated, Buffalo Wild Wings, Karen Signs, Casella, Chick-fil-A, Courtyard by Marriott Bangor, Creative Print Services, Cross Insurance, Sear Bus Line, Domino's, Downey's Orthopedics, Dice Arts, First National Bank, Gatorade, Freeway Equipment Sales, Harvest Moon Deli, Heroes Sports Grill and Entertainment Center, Holiday Inn, Pepsi, Pizzeria Uno, Ron's Moving, Saco Bay Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy, School Street Picture Framing Incorporated, Ticket Smarter, U.S. Air Force, Barney Buick GMC Mazda, and White Sporting Goods. NCAA North Atlantic Conference and Husson University promote good sportsmanship by the student athletes, coaches, and spectators at tonight's contest. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated or grounds for removal from Boucher Field. At this time, let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's contest. First for the visiting Polar Bears. Sophomore midfield captain, number 10, Luke Macione. A junior goalkeeper, number 12, Alex Ainsworth. A junior midfielder, number 4, Paul Surkoff. A junior midfielder, number 9, Matteo Pacelli. A junior defender, number 6, Paul Klusky. A sophomore midfield, number 11, Ronaldo Cabal. A freshman forward, number 17, Arthur Dos Santos. A freshman defender, number 19, Massey Gordon. A graduate student midfielder, number 27, Carlton Steinberg. A sophomore defender, number 33, Kito Ishibashi. And a junior midfield, number 35, Tyler Huck. Bowdoin is under direction of head coach Scott Wierzinski. And now let's meet the starting lineup for your Husson University Eagles. A senior captain graduate student from Concord, New Hampshire, number 6, Mosi Masimango. In goal, a sophomore from Thornton, Colorado, number 36, Jordan Garrett. A sophomore from Porto, Portugal, number 2, Miguel Dubajal. A senior from Los Angeles, Spain, number 3, Pablo Moroto. A sophomore from Caracas, Venezuela, number 5, Victor Blanco. A senior from Los Ratos, Spain, number 11, Alejandro Mora. A sophomore from Bogota, Colombia, number 20, Daniel Nagara. A junior from Caracas, Venezuela, number 21, Carlos Echevers. A sophomore from Burrowville, Rhode Island, number 28, Adam Woods. A senior from Fromfeld, Switzerland, number 30, Florian Gasser. And a sophomore from Madawaska, Maine, number 32, Carson Sear. The Eagles are coached by Carlos Bermudez, and he's assisted by Matt Goodman and Alex Bryant. Fans, at this time, we ask you please rise and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And that was your starting lineups and national anthem, brought to you by Joe Swanson, the sports information director here at the beautiful Husson University. The biggest surprise in that starting lineup is probably in between the pipes for Husson. Garrett Jordan coming off a defensive player of the week, a great game against Suffolk University, only allowing 1 goal on 10 shots. Getting the back-to-back starts, something we haven't seen. It's been a pretty steady goalie rotation so far at the start of this season. Every goalie's played, if you include the scrimmage at Central Maine Community College, every goalie has played in the first 4 games. Jordan is the first one to do it in a back-to-back manner after picking up that defensive player of the week. This Bowdoin College Polar Bear side, coached by Scott Wernzinski, who just passed the 90-win milestone in his 11th season, going with a very young squad. Their big names, their big stars are still out there, but a lot of those filler positions are filled with some freshmen and sophomores who have not seen a lot of minutes so far. Notably, Jack Banks isn't playing, who is a big member of the Brunswick Class A state championship run back in 2022, his graduating year, or his senior season, that is. He's not getting the start tonight, but he had a goal and assist in his first 2 games. Someone who's been he's been on fire in his sophomore season after not receiving that much playing time in his freshman year. Mario Alvarez, another questionable, out tonight. Was questionable to start this game. Ended up not playing with the ankle. Someone who's dearly missing that midfield, but Alejandro Mora has stepped up where he is needed. Big situations, doing good so far. Had a goal last game against Suffolk. Carson Sear also getting the start up top. The man from Southern Maine Community College, who was great as a freshman there, transferred here. He's had a goal last game against Suffolk as well. He had the game-winning goal. So we are off. Little fake step so far, but Bowdoin wearing the black, Husson's in the gray. Starting off, Surkov on the left side. Gets it to Huck in the middle. Dugahall didn't start the first game of the year, but has started every other game and has looked really good in that wingback position. Turnover quickly. This is something you can't do against this Bowdoin side. They can turn their defense to offense so quickly. Their midfield is so good. Has a great play by Mosey. Gets the ball down in the corner. Something they do so good, they win the midfield battles, and they will force these corners on you, something me and Phil talked about a little bit in the pregame, or before we went on. They just do a great job at forcing these corners and capitalizing on them. They're averaging just under 10 corners a game. This one right to the PK, picked up on the backside. It's Huck. He's going to take a shot. Good block there by Mosey, the senior central defensive mid. Coming in clutch. Huck again in the corner. Bowdoin just like that. Make it 1-0. 2 minutes in, and the Eagles are already down.
Yeah, and it's Tyler Huck again. Husson failed to clear their lines there. They allowed him the first shot, but they just could not get the ball out in time. And when that happens, especially against this team, you're going to go down.
Not the start you wanted. I mean, we were just talking about how lethal they are on these corners. They don't necessarily score right off the corner kick, but they create chaos, and they make it happen. High pressure here. Shot 11. Looks, that's going to be Pacelli. He's going to pick up a goal, and just like that, Husson is in a 2-0 hole early. And just like that, they are dug themselves into a divot that's going to be hard to get themselves out of. And that one was just a defensive error. Poor passing, high pressure from Bowdoin, and all of a sudden that ball's in the back of the net.
And you said it was all about that press. They got the ball back, they forced the pressure, and they were able to get another goal out of it. And
Foul here on Husson, free kick the other way.
Husson have just been flat on their feet, and they haven't even played 2 minutes.
Garrett's going to come out and collect this one. Finally gets his first touch on the ball. 2 shots faced already in a 2-0 hole. Both of those were beautiful place shots, though. It's hard for him to get a good read on it, especially that second one. Man standing right alone on top of the 6. Blanco, intense pressure by Bowdoin. Gets it to Morato here on the edge. Morato trying to force it to the middle. Good defense by Huck. It's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles. Immediately goes back to it. Blanco dumping it off to Jordan. See if he can see anything here. Gives it to Woods, who's stepped in a big role here in the central back. You can see him waving the arms, telling everybody to calm down. Bowdoin's not giving Husson anything right now. Gasser in the midfield. Beats his man, gifts it off to Noguera. Trying to do a give and go, but great defense by the senior captain, Macion. Great cross there, but just a misplay by these freshmen, Dos Santos. Dos Santos only 121 minutes played on the young year. But you can just see it already. This Bowdoin team coming out with a much better speed and intensity. A lot of pressure on the keeper. Huck's going to turn it over here in the midfield. Going to pass it on the far side. That's going to be another one. And just like that, it's 3-0 Polar Bears. That's Kato Ishibashi. And Bowdoin is all smiles right now. Ball hasn't crossed the midfield point. So the Husson team's going to take a breather here.
Well, the first two were not the goalkeeper's fault. This one certainly was. That was a very errant ball to give the possession away, and so clinical by Bowdoin there.
What can the Eagles do? 3-0 hole. We're not even 5 minutes into this game. They're showing the Eagles who's boss. The NESCAC is ranked highly for a reason. I mean, this Bowdoin team was no joke last year. Only lost 5 to 7 kids. Got a couple back in the graduation year. And they were ranked 6th last time when these two played last season. Weren't ranked so far this season, if I believe right. Haven't checked the current polls that were supposed to come out today. Foul there on the Eagles. Ball's going the other way. Free kick taken. Immediate quick cross. Eagles trying to do anything right now, but just can't seem to get this ball. Can barely get across midfield at this point. Macion gets it back to his freshman defender. Big ball over.
It's a great ball.
What a pass to Surkov. Can't quite keep it in. I believe they're going to call that a goal kick. Blanco can't find anything going back. Just intense pressure. No time to fool around if you're on that back line with the ball. Big challenge there. Bowdoin comes away with it. Great shot there, just wide by Pacelli.
Offside.
Flag comes down. It's going to be offside.
Yeah, he just played on the shoulder of the last defender there, and rightfully offside. But again, you mentioned that pressure. Insurmountable at the moment for Husson.
Yeah, they're not getting anything. You know, Husson really likes to play with the back line, try to force something open, stretch the defense out, but just one man army at the moment. Here goes
again.
Great save by Garrett. Jordan got up there to make that save, keeping the score where it was. That was the freshman Dos Santos on the shot.
And that'll really give him some confidence, especially after letting in some early goals to get a save like that.
Cabral on the corner, deflected by Morato. Pacelli on the pressure right there. Gasser up top, almost had it. Noguera trying to force something quickly with the throw-in. Him and Moore playing a nice give and back game. Pass goes wide to Echeverse. Picks it back up in the middle after the ping balling around in the midfield. Bowdoin comes back with it, passing it back, looking for options. Macione passing it back. Here's Gordon. Another great long through ball. That time just can't find a foot. You can see Gordon, that's the second time he's done that so far. Trying to stretch it out to the flag, make something happen. Both times, Surkov's been on the receiving end of it. I just think both times just a little long on Gordon's end. Mongo gives it to Woods. Woods just booting it. Full pressure on. Not much he can do there. Shibashi gets it back. Bowdoin just putting in work right now. Husson doesn't even really know what hit him at this point, I feel like. Looks like the Eagles are starting to settle in just a little bit now, winning a little bit more 50-50s. Foul on Huck. It's going to be a free kick for the Eagles. Looks like Blanco will take it. Talk about surprises on the season. Blanco has to rank up there. Someone comes in as a freshman. We knew the back line losing what they did. We had to have someone come in and fill that role well. We didn't expect it to be a freshman, but Blanco has done a great job. Has played every minute so far. Doing a great job filling in, making his mark. Foul on Bowdoin will be a free kick for Echeverse. We see Husson from this angle try to do a cross on the back post.
A lot of big guys in the middle looking there. Trying to get.
So the ball came in. Husson wanted to hand ball. Bowdoin tried to counter. Pass goes wide and out. Another great ball by Bowdoin. Woods tries the flex. The flex off of Cabral. This one flicked in by Dos Santos. Great play by Morato just to get it out. He had Cabral right on his back. Throw in by Bowdoin.
They throw it straight to him.
Huck trying to force something out. That one, I believe, went off Gasser. So it'll be another throw in for the Polar Bears. Steinberg throws it in. Another great defensive play by Morato. He's had a couple in these last couple of minutes here. Here's Cabral trying to put on a move. Foul by Masamongo. Dangerous free kick for the Polar Bears.
Yeah, I think we're seeing too many of these for Husson at the moment. Another scoring opportunity here.
Cabral and Huck talking it over. Cabral's going to be the one to take it. It is definitely a scoring opportunity. Bowdoin going with the prolonged wall strategy here. See what they do off the ball. Cabral talking it over with his midfield. Here he comes. Wow. That was close. What a shot by Cabral. And off of Jordan, just off of his fingertips, so it's going to be a corner. And Cabral will take this one as well.
For a second there, Caden, I thought that would dip in.
It was a great shot. It looked like it was going to take a last-second dip into the corner. This one comes in with some speed. Great play by Mora, trying to force it out. Can't get it. Huck's there defensively. Pacelli Gets it to Steinberg. Morato ends up at his feet, though. What can he do with it? Can he get it out? Great play by Pacelli.
And we're seeing so far Husson trying to really beat Bowdoin on the counterattack here. They've tried to slow them down. They've tried to regain possession, but I mean, we've seen how that's gone so far. And what do you do if you're Husson?
Yeah, so far just not enough 50-50 balls being won by Husson. I mean, Husson's trying to move quickly, but Bowdoin's are just on their back shoulder every step of the way, not allowing a quick turn or nothing. Nice play by Etcheverse, trying to get work through. But Surkov's there. Duberhall's in a fight with Surkov in the corner. That one comes out. Cabral's going to be there for a good play by Woods, clearing it off that counterattack. Nogueira is actually going to be the one that gets fouled. So it's going to be a Bowdoin free kick. Carlos Bermudez screaming out orders from the sideline, trying to get his squad back into this game. I mean, it's a lot of game left, Phillip. I mean, something can happen drastically, but just not the first 5 minutes that you want if you're the Eagles.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. Not from this Husson team.
Normally this Husson team comes out firing, but just comes out flat today. Just the first 5 minutes was probably the worst 5 minutes I've seen in my 3 years here. There's a throw in for Bowdoin. Mosey's going to take this one pretty easily. Jordan one touch it back to Masamango. Long boot by Jordan. Sear is going to be at the receiving end of it, but he can't win the 50-50 battle in the air. Bowdoin's pleading for a handball. Gasser. He's been playing a lot more midfield than striker recently. Gives it off to Mora. Duberhall down the sideline. A lot of time and space here. He's going to try a long cross into Nogueira, but I believe that is Ainsworth. The goalie is there. He's going to quick punt this all the way up. Most of his defenders were back. Pacelli's going to be at the end of this. Blanco and Pacelli in a one-on-one. Pacelli gains possession inside the box. What can he do with it? Crosses it in. Jordan, nice knockdown. He's going to gift it off quick to Morato. Morato, Gasser, Nogueira. What a turn by Nogueira. Can he do something? The graduate student Steinberg talking to the young freshman. Great ball there by Morato, gifting it to the other side of the field. Right on a silver platter to Duberhall. Now Husson's trying to work the other way. I mean, compared to the first 5 minutes, Phillip, these last 10 by the Eagles have been a lot more what we expected. More fast-paced, trying to do the counterattack, getting the turns that they want. But, I mean, finding yourself in a 3-0 hole that quickly is detrimental. It's all about how they can finish these last 30. Get to the half, regroup, see what you can do. They're doing a lot better job is also forcing these balls out, kind of playing the body early on these through balls. At first they were kind of letting the guys walk through.
Yeah, they're definitely doing better at winning back the ball and keeping possession. Now they just got to get it into the final third.
Throwing for the Eagles. Etcheverse receiving end of it. Him and Duberhall juggling back and forth. Masamango in the middle. Took a too big of a touch, but wins the ball back. Nogueira to Etcheverse. Gasser trying to force something. Here's Nogueira. Falls down in the box. No call. Play on, says the referee. And I believe that's going to be out for a throw-in. Funny enough, Morato's going to take this throw-in with the big cast on his hand. Morato gets it back. No call there as Nogueira falls again on a 50-50 ball. Blanco trying to make something happen. Good play there by Huck. Ooh. Cabral, big touch around. Jordan did a good job getting a big touch, but here are the Polar Bears, nothing doing. Good play by Morato getting that ball out. Cabral with a very dangerous chance for the Polar Bears.
I mean, that could have easily been 4-0.
Yeah, just too big of a touch there. Couldn't do anything with it. Morato taking a slide. Ref stopping the clock. Looks like a verbal warning will be.
Yeah, he's not going to show a card for that, but I don't think he'll get too many more of those warnings.
No, that's a very heavy warning. That was a big slide.
That's just pure frustration, too. I mean, you're down 3-0 at home. You know, this is a team that many picked to win the East, and it's not the showing that they thought they were going to see.
Coach Rzinski on the sideline for the Bowdoin Polar Bears, screaming at the referee at the moment, saying that definitely deserved the yellow. Two-man wall. Ishabashi's going to take this one. Had a goal earlier. Rzinski still yelling out from the sideline.
He's going to be careful. He's going to see a card.
Kick comes far over to the 18. Great touch there. Deflects around. Husson wants offsides, but I believe that is going to be a goal for the captain, Luke Macione. And just like that, 4-0.
Well, it's a great set piece. I mean, the ball headed down and crossed on a plate for Huck. He'll make 100 out of 100 of those.
Castellanos comes on for Noguera. And Drew Phillips will come on for Tyler Huck. Just not a great first 15 for the Eagles. Couldn't have had worse of a nightmare. Duberhall trying to give it up to Sear. Great defensive play by Paul Kluski. Owen Sear was right on the behind. Gets it out. It'll be a corner kick here for the Eagles. Eagles have had a lot of different corner kick set plays recently. Most notably, they've been crowding the keeper. Doesn't look like they'll do it on this one. Looks like Echevers will take it in the corner. Ball comes in low. Kicked out, though. 50-50 ball for Gasser. He's going to win it. As it goes out, they'll say it went off of Cabral. So it'll be another corner. This time, Mora's going to come in, be the second legs.
And Bowdoin trying to prevent the short corner here. A lot of movement in the box.
Another. Doesn't even get past the first barricade.
Second time.
Mora, 2 guys on him. Trying to work his way through it. Instant turnover. Here's Pacelli trying to make something happen. Gets it up to Cabral. Cabral in a footway to Morato. Another challenge by Morato. This one will not be called. Bowdoin in arms. Bowdoin's coach is up in arms right now, as that would have been, in his opinion, a red card for a second yellow. As this is going to get ugly with all these challenges so far. A lot of shoulders, a lot of bodies being thrown around. Eagles not loving the first 15 minutes they've played.
You'd think Warzinski would. I mean, he's winning.
Steinberg, graduate midfielder, came back for this 4th season, taking his COVID year. It's been a great piece for this Bowdoin team. Real true leader. Doesn't really show up on the stat sheets all that much, but someone that you can just tell makes an instant impact as soon as he's on the field.
And you need players like that.
Yeah, for the Husson team, That's someone like Mosey Masamango coming back for another year. Jordan to Murato. Castellano is getting his first touch since coming on. This ball's cleared out. Husson will have the throw in. One thing with this Bowdoin team, they are not afraid at all to give up the throw-ins on these counterattacks. I mean, they know that they're losing the possession if they give up the throw-in, but they can get back and reset. Something you don't see with a lot of teams that have to be well disciplined to do that. Here's Dos Santos cruising down the sideline. He falls. Echeverse playing the body well. Shot by Phillips. This one goes high and wide.
Oh, that was a great run by DeSantos there.
Dos Santos, only the freshman. Again, only played 121 minutes up to this point. Started, believe, the last game, but no goals on the record. Adam Woods, another one who's filled into the central back role well. Didn't play a lot last season, but this season's done a great job. Victor Blanco trying to get it to the sideline. Steinberg's going to be there. Murato, tough challenge. Foul awarded. Steinberg. The clock's going to be stopped. Murato stays down. Murato getting up under his own power, just holding his chin a little bit. We've just a little bit of contact with the chin. Now head referee talking to the coach of the Polar Bears side. I mean, he's up 4-0, but he is awfully mad so far. Nate Chamberlain and Beckett Parkin getting ready to go in once they're allowed. Same with Kumar Burris Khan for the Polar Bears. Josh Nadeau also joining the sub square. Blanco's going to take this kick right behind midfield. Gives it right back to his central back partner, and Adam Woods. Woods forcing it deep to the flag. Steinberg misplayed. Castellanos has it, but defender Phillips right on him. They want it out, but ball's gonna keep playing. Murato goes for the cross, but Ainsworth right there for it. Eagles just haven't had a clean shot, have not tested Ainsworth at all. I mean, Ainsworth is a very great keeper. I mean, 15 games played last year, only 12 goals allowed on 43 saves, 0.85 goals allowed per game. So a very good keeper, but, I mean, you want to test them, especially after a 2-hour bus ride up. Jordan forcing this over to Duberhall on the sideline. Quickly defended. And right back to the back line. Mosey trying to find somewhere to go with it. Cabral. Holy, look at the pressure by Cabral. It's been all game so far. Has not stopped running. Murato on the edge. Phillips there to defend it. And Steinberg clears it, but to no foot other than Mosey Masamangos. Mosey giving it back to Jordan. Jordan had to quick clear with Pacelli right on him. I mean, it's Husson's game to just get it back to the back line and reset, but Bowdoin is not letting that happen at all.
No, they're not. I mean, it's just continued pressure. I mean,
and they've made one sub, and it was in the midfield. They have not changed this first three up top yet. And it's just been nonstop running from these three. Pacelli, Cabral, Dos Santos, they just have not stopped. Cabral battling with Surkov over there. Echeverse ends up having to be the third party as it goes out. And here come the subs. Parkin, Chamberlain, and Nadeau. Looks like Gasser, Sear, and Duberhall on the far edge is going to come out.
This is a really tough position for Husson. I mean, you can't really, if you change formations to something that's more defensive to try and stop the bleeding, you risk losing anything offensively and you're already down. I mean, might as well go for it at this point. Hopefully these substitutions will do that.
And it's tough. We were talking about Husson men's soccer has never won this game against Bowdoin. I mean, 15 tries. They lost all 15. It's even crazier when you think they've only scored 4 goals in those 15 matches. And, I mean, they're down 4 goals here. I don't think they've ever scored more than 1 goal in a match. So if they can get 4 goals, it would be a miracle at this point.
Well, never say never.
You never say never, especially in college soccer. Ever-changing landscape of upsets and victory. Here's a shot. Jordan, what a save with the feet. Chamberlain, quick clear. Nobody's there. Josh Nadeau's actually there. He was hiding behind a defender.
It's a great play from Jordan. He had to be quick there.
Kluski.
No room for error.
Maseo, Surkov on the far edge. Instant pressure by Mora. Just has to give it back to Kluski. Gives it back to Gordon. They're just playing keep away now. Phillips in the midfield.
So much time on the ball for Bowdoin. Husson just does not have.
Here's Pacelli. 1-on-0 with the keeper. What can he do? Too big of a touch. Jordan. Got it. What a play by Jordan. Pacelli just way too big of a touch on the 1-on-0. Jordan picks up the loose laundry. Dos Santos. Drops it off to Burris Khan. Foul. I believe that's going to be a foul inside the box. This could be a PK. Yellow card shown.
Yeah, absolutely. You got none of the ball there.
From our angle.
Yellow card issued to number 6 for Husson, Mosi Masimango.
So Masimango picks up the yellow card, and it's going to be just outside the PK. Or the foul territory, that is. I mean, only 20, 22 yards out from there. Waiting to see what they will do. Ref's giving them the 10 yards.
Will it be Huck or will it be Cabral?
Both of them are very dangerous with the ball at their feet. So I feel like no matter which way you go, it's going to be a tough stop here.
Looks like it'll be Pacelli.
Ishibashi shot on. Jordan picks up his rebound. And that was very important. 3 Bowdoin players standing over him. All got loose on the free kick. That would have been an instant goal if he didn't get that rebound in quickly.
He certainly looks strong. This is the strongest 5 minutes, I think, of the match so far. And he's had to be. I mean, this could easily be 6 without him.
Yeah, a couple good saves. I mean, the score doesn't reflect it. He's been left out to dry on a couple opportunities. As senior forward Noah Alexander comes in. 1 game played this year, only 32 minutes. As Pacelli's coming out. Finally giving that front 3 a break. They've been run wild. Mora let loose, but no one's with him. 4 Bowdoin defenders right there. Just nowhere he could go with it. This Husson team just has no options.
No, Mora's not one of the bunch that just so quiet. Usually not a quiet player. You mentioned about his ability and his creativity that he brings, but he's not given a chance, really. This Bowdoin team having it all their way.
They're so good defensively year after year. It just reflects how good the coaching is. I mean, they lost some big names on the back line. I mean, they get Steinberg back, but one guy doesn't determine a defense. And all of us, they're still performing as well as they did last year. It's just impossible to break through 1-on-4. Bowdoin wins this one, clearing it out. This one's actually going to come back to Castellanos. Alexander's right on him. Castellanos, just too big of a touch, couldn't control it. Alexander gives it up to Ishbashi. As Bowdoin on the counter now. Great passing so far. Trying to force it right off of Chamberlain and out. Burris Khan with the run there. Steinberg's going to take this throw in. Another throw in awarded. At this point, if you're Husson, you really just want to work on something. I mean, these NESCAC opponents are tough for a reason. There's always a team or two in the top 10 nationally. I mean, it's always going to be a tough task. If you can win it, you get yourself nominated quickly. Get yourself receiving votes. But, I mean, these NESCAC opponents are so hard to beat, so challenging. We've seen it for a reason. I mean, intense scouting, intense from all over the globe. They'll recruit for you. And they're just so great at the game of soccer. Normally, whoever comes out in the NESCAC division is normally top 3 in the national polls. And that's for good reason. They play fast, they play hard. Ainsworth rolls it out to Gordon. Gives it to Surkoff on the far wing. Ashi in the middle with it. Now to Klusky. Murato. Another important header. He's had a lot of those so far on defense. Castellanos one-on-one with Macion.
Absolutely. He's certainly been the outlier in this Husson team. I mean, around the board, there is a lot to improve. The 50-50s, the possession. But
as Masimongo and the referee exchanging some words, as he's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow card. I believe a foul was called in the middle. Blanco. Echeverse in the middle. Swift touch to Mora. Right back to Echeverse. Back to Mora. Another foul called there. They're going to stop the clock. Ishibashi picks it up. He'll get a stern talking to as well. Maringo didn't look that bad of a foul, if it even was.
he's been given a yellow.
He'll receive a yellow card now.
Yellow card issued to Bowdoin's number 33, Cato.
Well, the referee just really trying to keep his enforcement on the game here. Doesn't want to see any cheap shots or any mishaps here.
Yeah, last 15 after a very chippy first 30. Referee's trying to make up for trying to police the game a little more. Blanco with a header. Ainsworth gets it easily right in his breadbasket. Ball goes out wide. Ishibashi outside the foot pass. Offside flag goes up. Husson will have the 3 kick right past the midfield circle. Masimongo will take it, gives it right off to Blanco. On the outside to Murato. Murato cut in, what a cut. Alexander's there, however. Now he'll instantly look for options. Beckett Park Another stop clock, another yellow
Yellow.
card given out.
Yellow card issued to Husson's number 31, Beckett Parkin.
Beckett Parkin picking it up. I mean, obviously a tough challenge, but I mean,
Referee saying I could do this all day.
yeah, the last 3 yellow cards versus the first couple of fouls. It's a bad comparison when you really look at it. Steinberg, poor touch. Eagles will have the throw in. Castellanos will take it.
That might be the first bad touch I think I've seen Bowdoin have today.
Blanco gifts it off. Burris Khan giving pressure on Jordan. Big win by Steinberg. He got up there for that one. Blanco gets to the back, though. Masamongo gives it in out wide to Chamberlain. Tons of room, but Alexander's charging on him quick. Cuts inside. Chamberlain looking for something. Back to Masamongo. I feel like this is the first 5-string pass we've seen from Husson. Bad touch by Morato. Husson gets it back, though. Masamongo in the middle, trying to find Parkin. Parkin gifts it off to Castellanos. Castellanos off of Steinberg and out. Husson will have a throw in deep into Bowdoin territory.
Husson doing a great job there, just stringing a few passes together, trying to generate some sort of offense.
I believe a foul on Morato and deep in the corner. I believe he fouled Steinberg. Ainsworth will get the ball. Instantly pass it off to defenders. Bad turn there by Klusky. Nadeau was there, but Bowdoin can't get it out right now. Big block by Castellanos, forcing a throw in deep. Couple subs coming on for Bowdoin. Oliver Bruce and Tammy Agunlowe. Bruce will automatically take the throw in. Morato wins it. He's won a lot of 50-50 balls so far. Quick pass there. Couldn't get it. Phillips forcing that ball deep. Chamberlain down against Surkoff one-on-one. Moore adjourns the party. Instant turnover. Husson trying to counter the other way. Moore trying to pass up to Chamberlain. But Macion is there. Great defensive recovery from the senior midfielder. Chamberlain gives it back to Woods. Blanco with it. Gives it to Morato. Parkin in the middle. Quick little move on Gordon. Couldn't get him reaching, so gives it back to Morato. Morato. Castellanos with it now. Castellano megs a guy trying to give it to Nadeau. Nadeau just too big of a touch. Echever's trying to win the ball in the air, but Phillips comes down with it. Alexander passes it back to his back line. Klusky giving it back to Phillips. Macion. Castellanos applying pressure. Gordon lets that ball go back to his goalie Ainsworth. Gordon with it now. Tons of time and space. Trying to do a long ball. He's been good at these so far. Just again, a little long. It's the third time he's attempted it. All 3 have gone a little bit long on him. Tons of pressure. 2 guys on Woods. Trying to force it up to Morato. Morato takes a step to it. No foul given. Phillips turns back with tons of time and space. Klusky. Same thing. Tons of time and space that he's given. Alexander looking for someone to make a run. Echever's there defensively. Chamberlain to Mora. Echever trying to get it back over to this right side. Castellanos on the wing. Gives it to Morato. Masamongo. A little bit of a bad touch, but he recovers well. There's a foul given there. Burris Khan receives the warning. Puerta was going to take it.
We haven't seen much of Masamongo offensively tonight at all. He has just been forced, really, by this Bowdoin team, just as far back as he can be. It's usually a player that can provide a lot of offensive spark for the Eagles.
Masamongo. Alexander right on him. Bad touch there by Jordan, but recovered well. Alexander could not get a good control over it. You just get the sense that Jordan just might be in his own head a little bit. You can kind of see it in his emotions. Just very upset with himself. But in all honesty, I feel like there's not much he could have done on those 4 goals.
No, maybe a bad pass here and there, but then again, you got to look to the guys in front of you and say, hey, I'm the only guy back for us here. It's like he has no help.
Nico Puerta and Silas Montigny enter the game for the Eagles. I believe Adam Prince and someone else came on, but they're hiding now. Can't find them. As Prince gets his first touch of the game with a great through ball up to Burris Khan. He's got options on this back post too if he can get him. Offside flag comes up pretty late.
Yeah, it was always going to be close, but again,
As ball will come up, Murato is not pleased with the late flag going up. But at least it was a flag because no one was covering the third man on the cross. Masamongo in the midfield. Triple team, not much he could do there. Echeverse recovering for him. Puerta getting his first touch in the game. Gives it to Echeverse. Alexander, great defensive play.
unbelievable pressure.
Prince trying to get something going. Puerta, no foul called. Seemed like a lot of body played, but Puerta gets away with it. And now here come the Eagles the other way. Instant turnover there. Macion making the senior making the big IQ play. Clock's going to be stopped. The ref's coming over to the bench. Could be seeing a yellow card to the coach. As he'll get a stern talking to from the man in the middle.
I'm shocked he hasn't produced a card here. I mean,
How much jabbing Coach Scott Wierzinski has done. Nothing's been given out so far. And there's one yellow.
yellow.
As he'll go down in the book as well.
I think that's the least surprising thing tonight.
They're still jabbing back and forth. And finally, we'll return to play. 4-0 Polar Bears. 6:49 left to go in the half. I believe it's going to be a drop ball here. Jordan will have the opportunity to just boot it or pick it up. And he will take his touch and gift it over to Chamberlain on the far wing. Rough touch there by Chamberlain. It's going to be a throw-in for the Polar Bears. Looking for options. Gives it back to Gordon. They've just done such a good job, this Polar Bears team, of winning the midfield. I feel like they've just controlled most of the midfield possession this game, which is hard to do as a team. But they are doing a great job. Jordan. Masamongo with it. Like Phil said earlier, playing a lot more of a stopper position than the central defensive mid we're used to him seeing. Dropping back far more defensively. Playing basically as a third central back.
And the fact of the matter is, I mean, without him playing there, they've been running right through Husson anyway, but we would see a lot more shots if he just wasn't there to prevent it. But, you know, when you do that, it leaves a lot to be desired offensively.
Ainsworth. Gives it to Surkov way over. Throw in now. Chamberlain's going to take it. Gives it to Silas Montigny. Chamberlain in a one-on-one over there. As they'll call the foul. I believe they called it on Bowdoin. Etcheverse takes it, but he'll give it right back to Woods. Husson's tried this a lot, giving it to the back line, seeing if they can do something with it, but it's just not panned out offensively. But when they've taken it in with the midfield, they just haven't had any options in terms of runs coming with them. It's just been not great soccer so far here in the first 40. Woods gets the throw in. Gives it to Jordan. Blanco. Trying to give and go with Puerta. He'll go out for a Bowdoin throw in. Bruce will take it. Etcheverse gets it in the middle. Trying to work up quick to Nadeau. Doesn't pan out for him. These last 20 minutes or so, the Eagles have really settled in, though. A lot better than what we saw first 15 minutes in the game, where they fell behind quickly. It looked like it was going to be an instant. It was going to be 8-0 by the time the first half got over. That's a touch off a Bowdoin player, so it's going to be a corner here. 3 minutes to go in the half. Etcheverse will take it.
Really need to see something here from this corner. Husson has anything to give them hope by the end of this first half. It needs to be now.
Silas Montigny looked like he was trying to get open on the front post, just couldn't work for him. Good clearance there by the Polar Bears. Murato looked like he gave up on that one, and I thought for sure that one was going to stay in. Burris Khan would have a free breakaway. He had a better vision than me, though, and that ball went out for a Husson throw. Masamongo to Blanco. Blanco to Puerta. Masamongo back to Blanco. Silas Montigny heads it back to Chamberlain. Chamberlain working one-on-one over there on Phillips. Foul given. It's actually going to be a throw-in for the Eagles, so ball must have gone out on Phillips somewhere. Final 2 minutes of the half. We'd like to see the Eagles leave here with a little bit of momentum if they have any chance of coming back in this one. Puerta giving it back over to Woods on the far edge of the 18. Jordan looking for Murato. Turns it over to Agunloye. Chamberlain wins the ball on the far edge. Phillips forces a bad touch. Foul given off of Chamberlain. So it's going to be a free kick in semi-dangerous territory. Wouldn't say this is going to be a shot on goal by any means, but it could be a nice cross in. But it'll just go back to Gordon. Gordon to Macion. Macion to Bruce. Back to Macion. Blanco is going to force the turnover. Masamango wins the ball in the air, trying to give it up to Nadeau, but Bruce is going to come down with it, going the other way with it. Good step up by Woods, forcing the ball long. Nadeau going to try to force something off of Ainsworth, but no go. Macion, long ball here. Blanco wins the 50-50 in the air. Castellanos, great footwork on the edge, keeping it going. Bruce going to pick up a foul. Castellanos will have the free kick. 20 seconds remaining. Eagles probably going to try something here. Forcing some guys up. This one going to the back post. 5 seconds remaining. Can the Eagles do nothing? Can't do a thing. Chamberlain's going to try to take a shot, but that's going to go well wide. And that was the first half. Phillip, what are your thoughts after a 4-0 Polar Bear showing?
Well, just a disastrous first half for Husson. I mean, nothing working for them. They just couldn't stay on the ball. They couldn't keep from giving up turnovers. Need to see a lot better from them if they're going to come back in this one, but I haven't seen anything so far to suggest that.
I'd call it a wake-up call is a good way to put it, because these NESCAC opponents are top-tier Division III, and you can't walk around thinking you can do something. I'm not saying they would, but I'm not saying this team was walking around like they were the #1 team in the coast, but I mean they were picked #1.
But they were picked to win the East.
Picked to win the East in the North Atlantic Conference. For this Bowdoin team, showing the class difference between the NESCAC and the North Atlantic Conference.
And I mean, you hit it right on the head. I mean, you're playing at home. You're playing in front of your fans. You're playing an opponent that drove 2 hours to get here. And they came out and they looked like they had a 4-hour bus ride.
It happens. I think the pressure from Bowdoin that they sustained on that back line early, I think they saw the youngness in the back line, something me and Avery brought up in the USM game. This back line is super young, inexperienced. And USM was kind of playing dropping back, letting the back line get comfortable. But so far, Bowdoin came out completely different. Bowdoin came out showing pressure early on the back line, showing pressure early on Jordan as well, forcing those errors, and it just led to a 4-0 masterclass of a first half from Bowdoin. But we'll step aside. Second half begins in 13 minutes. We'll be back. we will start the second half. Husson will have the ball. Josh Nadeau kicks it out. Saw a lot of pressure from the midfield, or from the attackers, that is, forcing this back line to make errors. It's been just a classic of coaching X's and O's for the Bowdoin Polar Bears. Josh Nadeau trying to find something, wearing the captain's patch this time around. Blanco makes the step up, plenty of time and space, gives it off to Dubrahal on the side. Dubrahal trying to find something to do with it, tries to get it down to the corner to Porta. Porta giving it back to Silas Montigny in the middle, but nothing will happen. We did have a goalkeeper change during the break. Wessel de Witt, the sophomore goalkeeper from Meppel, Netherlands, came in for Jordan. De Witt, the sophomore, is still in his first year with Husson. Did have one career start so far against Wentworth. No goals were allowed. Picked up 5 saves and the W in that one. Wentworth was always a good game. Last year, Wentworth came up, and I think it was a 2-2 tie or a 1-1 tie. Either way, someone scored. Forgot which team scored in the last 5 minutes or so to tie it up. But just an emotional, hard-fought game. I believe a little words exchange afterwards as well. It's actually, fun fact, Phil, my first time ever broadcasting. I was color that game. I was doing the color and camera work in the first weekend of the fall sports season.
And how far you've come.
Now we're about a year later. Now I'm on the other side where Phil's doing the camera and doing the color. Thibaut Deserme on the sideline. Daniel Nagora. Good play by Gordon, who's moved up in the midfield a little bit. Was playing more of a central defensive mid-back line. But now he's up a little bit further, playing more of a central attacking mid. Dubrahal. Good play there by Cabral. Cabral coming in. Dubrahal and Woods trying to make up for it. Good turn there by Alexander. Quick shot. DeWitt gets his first touch on the ball. A great opportunity there for the Polar Bears to extend the lead to 5. But DeWitt picking up a great reaction save. It's a great save. I mean, sitting on the bench for 45 minutes, having a quick warm-up session, 15 minutes at most in between periods. Coming in, ball through traffic, barely could see it. Great reaction save. Carlos Bermudez still chiming out orders from the sideline. That's something you want to see from a coach. He's not giving up on his team, still wants to see stuff to work on. As Thibaut Desorme picks up the foul, is this going to be a free kick for Bowdoin? Freshman Gordon's going to take it. He'll go right back to it. Klusky's going to get it. Bounces it over to Phillips. Phillips back to Klusky. Klusky brings it over to Macion. Macion through the middle. Bowdoin just having all day to string together passes right now. Liam Myers, the freshman, gives it over to Huck. Huck to Gordon. So much time in the midfield for Gordon. Basically moving in slow motion out there, looking for something perfect. Macion down the sideline. I believe that's Bruce down there fighting with Thibaut Desorme. Through ball attempted but cleared out by Woods. Back to a battle in the corner. Ref blows the play dead. Not sure why. I believe he's giving the corner to the Polar Bears as the Husson Eagles thought it was going to be a goal kick. Something we brought up in the pregame or the first 5 minutes at least. This Polar Bears team loves the corners. Saw them create chaos and score their first goal off of it. Kick comes in. Dangerous Huck standing alone in the top. Goes wide, just barely. Liam Myers is going to pick it up, force it back up. Huck's going to get it. Great fake there, faking out Silas Montigny. Duberhall with a great slide. Silas with a slide. He catches a cleat to the face. Silas went down on the slide. Just an unfortunate sequence of events.
Yeah, there's nothing cynical in that. He just got him cleat right to the face.
As he'll come off holding a napkin over his nose. Under his own power, though, which is always a solid sight to see. I believe just caught a stinger to the nose. And when you go down with a face injury, and they definitely have to stop the clock as well, you have to come out either way. Duberhall pushing off Cabral. So Moore is going to come on for Montigny. I'm sure Montigny will be okay, just holding his nose for just a minute. He will be evaluated, as you always have to be with a head injury, even if it's obviously a nose. But that is the rule of safety in the sport. Gasser in the middle, forcing it back to Blanco. Blanco to Woods. Woods, poor touch. Phillips right there. Great through ball, just a little bit long. Alexander on the back end. Alexander makes a move, takes a touch, hits the outside of the netting. Just a poor breakdown there defensively for the Eagles. But they stuck with it and somehow did not allow a goal. Alexander's been on the doorstep multiple times for the Polar Bears. Just hasn't broke through somehow. A couple great opportunities, just hasn't done anything. Also a big substitution for the Eagles. Pedro Molina coming in. He's been battling an injury he's gotten in camp. He's coming into that left back territory where he normally plays. The senior presence. Someone you want to have on your team. The nitty gritty. Will do anything possible to get that W. And now he's back in the back where he belongs. In the back territory. He's also very dangerous. I mean, he's listed as a defender, but he will make those runs, those dangerous runs, where you can kind of see a defender go in unguarded and make an impressive play. Big whistle by the referee as he's going to show a card. Tyler Huck's going to pick it up.
It's more the same here from the referee.
Yellow card issued to
That's another yellow, and whether you could say deservedly so or not, he's really trying to make his influence known on the game.
Tyler Huck has had an amazing career so far for the Polar Bears. Today marks his 36 games started. 13 goals. I think 14. I think he scored today. And that's 4 assists. Only a junior. This is start of his junior season. He will have well over 3,000 minutes played by the end of this season. Just been a staple guy for the Polar Bears ever since he walked on campus as a freshman. Gordon gives it back to Kluski. Kluski trying to find something to do and walks through unprotected. Gasser's on his back now. What a through ball. Huck's there. It's going to be an offside call. DeWitt was there to make the defensive play. It's a great job coming out of your box, recognizing the danger from DeWitt. Pedro Molina will take the free kick from just outside the Husson circle. So he'll just dump it back off to Woods. Woods immediately getting pressured by Cabral. Finds a gap of space, Gives it over to Desorme. Desorme dumps it off to Noguera. Noguera and Desorme playing well together over there so far. A lot of nice give and goes. Fortunately, that one was a give to the defense, but Gordon gives it right back to the Eagles. Throw into Josh Nadeau. Great play there by the senior captain, Macion. He forces up quickly. Alexander, big touch down the sideline. It's actually going to be a through ball to Cabral. Cabral got a guy running. DeWitt, what a defensive play by Duberhall. That's a big play by Duberhall, clearing the line. Believe the shot was blocked. Just an absolute great play by Duberhall in the recovery.
I have no idea how he blocked that. But
First off, it was a great initial save by DeWitt, but the rebound got away from him, squeaking to the back post, and somehow Duberhall just gets there, saving the goal opportunity. The sophomore from Scarsdale, New York, Luke Peltz, makes an appearance. His first appearance of the season. Last year, 4 games played, only 106 minutes logged. He comes in for the senior captain, Luke Macion. The corner has nothing doing as Florian Gasser kicks it away.
yeah, that corner is just a little too high for Bowdoin.
After this, Polar Bears got 4 days to regroup, and they'll have number 8 Conn College going down to Connecticut, playing the number 8 team in the nation, which is never an easy task, but that's the NESCAC schedule we were talking about.
And the way they've played today, they're in with a shot, definitely. I think they've been more than good enough today. Full credit to them, too, because it's not easy coming into a place like this and winning, especially when you know, like I said, that you're facing a team that you always beat. It's that added pressure of knowing that you're always the favorite.
Especially these late Tuesday games, too, where, I mean, let's be honest, college kids don't have an easy schedule. I mean,
No, they don't.
classes all day, bus leaves around 4, get here around 6, and then you're warming up, and then it's game time, and then you have to go home, focus on an assignment probably due tomorrow. I mean, it's a tough task to be a student athlete, but especially in the NESCAC, because this one played in. That's going to be a great touch there. Just a classic finish. Adam Prince picks up his first career goal. Just an insane pass by Cabral. Prince with a great touch around DeWitt. Gives it him another goal, making it 5-0 Polar Bears.
You said it. That was an incredible touch to get around the goalkeeper there. What a way to score your first goal.
Just an amazing, amazing touch. I mean, not much DeWitt can do there. 1-0 with the keeper. Prince takes a classic little touch to the outside, puts it in with no one in net. It's nice to see Silas Montigny back in the substitution box. He's going to go back in pretty quickly. Pedro Molina forcing it out to Duberhall. Duberhall to Puerta. Puerta trying to give a through ball to Mora. Picked up by Klunsky, though. Ainsworth long boot down the sideline. That one's going to go out for a Husson throw-in. And Montigny will return. So he'll come on for Alejandro Mora. Duberhall on the throw-in. Gives it to the feet of Silas. Silas, a little bit of a missed touch. Manuka Pereira, who came in, forces it long, and it'll be a goal kick for the Polar Bears. We wait the long recovery. Some stats from the first half. The possession stats are pretty interesting to look at. Husson, only 13% of their possession was in the attacking zone. Most of their possession became on the defensive side of midfield, where it's quite the opposite for the Polar Bears, as I believe just over 60% of their possession was in the attacking third. Here's Kluski. Phillips dumping it off to Huck. Huck just a little bit too long, and DeWitt will get the ball. DeWitt not picking it up yet, just dumps it off to Molina. Molina with a lot of open space in front of him. This is where we see him make a run, do a long pass, but that time it's going to be blocked. A good block there by the now collegiate goal scorer, Adam Prince. Wayland Mass kid making his first career appearance, getting his first career goal, which is always nice to see. Thibaut Desorme playing a long touch, immediately picked up by the Polar Bears back line. Kluski, long ball, Alexander's there. DeWitt makes the nice read coming way out of his line. They're actually going to call offside on it, so Molina's going to take a free kick. Pereira to Dubrahal. Puerta in the middle, gives it back to the back line. DeWitt is going to have a minute to regather himself. Gives it off to Molina on the far side. Danny Noguera. As that's going to be a foul there. Gordon is going to pick up the card.
Only a yellow.
Danny Noguera still down. Danny's someone that plays very, very quickly. So he goes down hard every time he's tackled. But, I mean, he works hard. He picks up those fouls for your team. Pedro Molina will take the free kick. That is just inside the field of play over there on the far left. DeWitt is going to get the free kick from Molina. Plenty of time. Trying to get the pressure back on him. Gives it to Pereira. Pereira to Puerta. Puerta to Dubrahal. Dubrahal, kind of a big touch. Trying to give it back to Puerta, but it's a turnover. Husson quickly gets it back. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Trying to give Gasser a through ball. But Luke Peltz is there to make the play. Kicking it way out on top of the utility shed. Husson on the throw-in. Silas Montigny there. Getting his first touch since re-entering. Gives it to Puerta. Puerta to Dubrahal. Nice little touches here. Montigny trying to force something to Nadeau. But instead it will be a throw-in for Husson. Great defense there by the Polar Bears. Dubrahal, quick touch in the air. Great outside the foot pass. As now the Eagles will try to do something through the middle. But they'll just give it back to Dubrahal on the outside. Trying to find something to do. I haven't even really tested Ainsworth. I've had a total of about 60 minutes played now. Dubrahal trying to do a way over cross to Danny Noguera. Big shot there. Believed by Thibaut Desorme, but that one's going to go way out.
I think you really hit it on the head. I mean, he's just not been tested. Coming out to collect a few crosses and a header that was straight at him, but really quiet night for him, and he'll take it.
Sophomore Kamar Burris Khan re-enters the match, coming on for Cabral, who's been just a menace. It's the only way to say it all night. As a foul there. As it looks like it's going to be a free kick. It looks like Luke Peltz is down, holding his shoulder. They're going to stop the clock for him. Looks like he could be getting up under his own power. It's staying in play. Referee checking on him, and he'll be okay. So he'll stay on. Luke Peltz getting his first couple minutes here. Would have hated to see him go off because of an injury. But the free kick will still be to Bowdoin. I believe Danny Noguera picking up the foul. Big kick by Ainsworth, trying to force something. They've got a break here, but just a bad touch by Huck. Prince couldn't get it through. Puerta picks it up in the middle for the Eagles. Gives it out to Noguera. Here comes Molina, trying to find an option, but he'll just dump it off to DeWitt with the pressure on him. DeWitt, long ball, trying to get it up to Nadeau. Gordon wins it in the midfield for the Polar Bears, though. Molina, great 50-50 win. Puerta, give it off to Montigny. Montigny just a little too high of a touch. Hard to control there for Puerta, so it's a turnover for the Eagles. And that one's going out. The Eagles squad has a tough matchup also coming up. Salve Regina coming over on Saturday here at Boucher Field. That game's going to start at 1 o'clock. Salve, a team that beat this Eagles squad 4-2 last year. But it was a very great game until about the final 5 minutes, and then all of a sudden, Salve Regina Seagulls came out of nowhere, took the game 4-2. I believe scoring 2 goals in the final 10 minutes of play to earn that victory.
Especially after this one, I mean, you really got to find a way to instill confidence in yourself.
Yeah, you really want to find mojo is the best way to say it here in the last 30 minutes. Trying to just get something going, something you can improve upon. Take into Saturday with a smile on your face, knowing that you might be able to capitalize on it against a Salve Regina team who I believe is very young. That ball comes in just a little long for Huck, but he's able to control it, keep it in play. Duberhall's there to pick his pocket. And I think you can see that with Bermudez, what he's trying to do right now. Really just trying to see his depth guys who haven't started too much for him in these first couple of games. Giving him some time, see if he likes anything enough to bring it on Saturday. Ball comes into Puerta. Puerta, long ball to Josh Nadeau. He's able to control just a little too long of a touch. Gasser couldn't get it back for him, but Blanco will. He steps up, playing more of a central defense role, or central midfielder role now, which is where he played in the spring ball with Penny. When Coach Penny was still coaching spring ball, when Blanco came on campus, he was playing a lot of midfield. But under Bermudez, more of a central back where he's kind of flourished. I mean, again, he hasn't come off all season. Never had a sub. As Beckett Parkin will come on for Nico Puerta. But it's always nice to see Nico Puerta playing. He has had a rocky start to his career. Had to go home because of an injury. He wasn't able to come for his sophomore season like he hoped. But he's back for this year after the recovery. Came back on campus in the spring. Still wasn't able to play, just doing his recovery training. And now he's fully back. So it's always nice to see him playing. As this ball goes a little wide, but Manuka Pereira is there. Huck's going to get in the midfield for the Polar Bears. Just gives it back to his defensive line as they'll find another attack angle. Glusky finally moving forward. Here's Prince. Quick little movements there. Dubrahal picks his pocket. Trying to force it back up, but it gives it right away to Alexander. Alexander trying to force something in now. Gives it off to Burris Khan. Burris Khan. Just a little wide. Liam Elias from New York City coming on for his first game of the season. Only 3 games played last year, 64 minutes, no stats recorded. The sophomore. Corner's coming in. Long corner, go to the back post. That one's going to stay in, actually. Great play there, but Molina has it now, trying to force something, as now it just goes out. Believe off of Agunloe. 5-0 to the score in the final 25 minutes now. Parkin, bad touch. No Alexander picks the pocket at the 18. Great defensive play by Pereira, as that's going to be a foul on Alexander. Free kick for the Eagles deep in their own territory.
Well, they've certainly shown a little bit more than they have in the first half as far as defense goes, Husson. I mean, certainly that first 5 minutes really just sort of put the train off the tracks for them, and they just weren't able to recover, but they really do look a better team this second half, at least.
Long ball by Molina. No dice on it, but good recovery by the Sorme. That one's going to go into Nadeau. Nadeau going to try to do a quick turn. Great defensive recovery. Quick shot! Just a little wide. That was Parkin. Just ripped off the foot. However, just a little wide. I don't think Ainsworth saw it coming. He had a very bad reaction to the shot.
I don't think he was getting to that one. I mean, he beat the keeper and the post with that.
Talked about this being the first year of the Carlos Bermudez era after 8 years of the Gavin Penny era. Leaving in the offseason, Carlos Bermudez actually implemented this new, I don't know what to call it. It's kind of a new system. I don't know if you know about this, Phil. It's called Stat Sports. It's used by several professional teams. Harry Kane is kind of the face of the program right now. It's basically this training tank top you wear under your jersey, and it tracks pretty much everything known to man. Your heart rate, your how many steps you're taking per leg, your step power per leg. Just a very neat system for the coach to look back upon after the game and be like, all right, this is what worked here, this is what worked here. All right, after 5 minutes, this guy is becoming very tired. Maybe he's a 5-minute quick on sub guy. Really shows the heat map. That's what it also shows, where the player is most effective, where he travels the most area on the soccer field. It's really just this neat little system to just figure out the inside of the game that's hard for the coaches to see sometimes. Sometimes it even tracks an injury or two. Like I said, I believe Mario Alvarez was telling me, like, he had an injury to his ankle the first game of the year against USM. It was able to track his step power with his ankle became just dropped off all of a sudden. And they wear it just as a tank top, just a little monitor. You can kind of see under their jerseys. It's really hard to see on the live stream. But if you ever come in person, you can kind of see just the little square outline right under the neck. And that's what that little monitor is.
Yeah, and as you said, it's made its way to the pro level. Arsenal, PSG use it, even the international level with Brazil implementing it.
That ball goes out, and a whole platoon of substitutions now. Carlos Echeverse, Sear, Castellanos, and Mora re-enter the game. Dos Santos for Bowdoin re-enters. Coming in for the goal-scoring Prince. Scored the lone goal so far this half. I mean, the stat sports thing is also something that's been approved by FIFA, is why you're seeing so much of it coming internationally now, why the Brazilian national team started to pick up on it. But in this ever-changing landscape of technology, it seems to be the pillar of this old school game where the technology is finally going to be implemented for great use. I mean, VAR is always a controversial thing. That's not something I believe NCAA soccer will ever pick up on. So it's nice to see a nice little coaching tool picked up by this Carlo Bermudez. Bowdoin will delay a little bit on this throw in. As Elias takes it, Husson will get the possession after a 50-50 ball. Bowdoin will actually retain possession here. Blanco deflected it out. Phillips in the middle. Trying to find something. Nice little curve pass over there to Peltz. Peltz trying to give a pass over to Bruce. That one's going to go out of play. Husson regains possession. Blanco to Pereira. Duberhall trying to do a quick move here on Phillips. Nice little toe touch here to Echeverse. Echeverse to Mora. Mora trying to force it back to Duberhall. Parkin's there to recover. Duberhall regains possession. Castellanos wants a run here on the edge. Will Pedro Molina give it to him? He will. Not as a through ball as Castellanos was expecting, but here, can he do something with it? Molina takes a quick touch. Here's Echeverse with a little touch inside. Deflected just a little wide. That would be blocked by Peltz. A great opportunity. Castellanos will take it. Interesting not seeing this corner kick strategy you normally see from Husson where they crowd the keeper. It's worked on a couple things, just creating chaos, but they'll bunch up here at the top of the circle. Then they'll all go in. Ainsworth, easy catch for the keeper.
Yeah, this is much better from Husson. This had a surge of offense here these last couple of minutes, and it's really, you can hear it in the crowd. They're energized by it. Obviously, they're not too happy seeing this score line.
I think the first couple of minutes, they just didn't have the time they thought they would. But I think now you can kind of see it. They're playing a lot more quick. The touches are coming off the foot a lot quicker. They're reading the defense a lot quicker. So I think they've found the pocket of time they need. It just took them way too long to discover it. DeWitt is going to take this one. It was meant to be a through ball for Dos Santos. Just a little long, and DeWitt regains possession. The Eagles are trying to force something up this sideline again. They liked what it did last time for him. Parkin is going to get his pocket picked in the midfield. Now Bowdoin's on the offensive end. Through ball to Alexander. Hands go up. Flag goes up. It'll be an offside, but the ball was booted way downfield. And Ainsworth won't help at all. So it'll be thrown in from the ball boy, and now Ainsworth has to recover his loose Cheerios. Parkin gets it in the middle, gives it off to his midfield partner Echeverse. Parkin gets it back, immediately goes wide to Duberhall. Duberhall trying to give it a little run for Mora, just couldn't get any pressure on it. And Pereira's going to pick up the foul on that challenge on Alexander. Didn't seem too much. As Phillips is going to come off. He was taking a knee. Surkov will come in for him. Zerkoff, the junior from Trinity, Florida, started this game. Has not, first time he's ever been subbed off this season. 7 games started last year, 658 minutes. He's taken an advanced role with the departures of the senior back line we were talking about earlier. But this time, as this substitution for Phillips, he'll be playing more of the midfield role he was listed as. Blanco over to Echeverse. Echeverse to Mora. Mora making a cut toward the middle. Double team, trying to give it over to Blanco. Great save there by the Eagles, but Bowdoin's going to be able to clear it. And keep it in play as well. DeWitt's coming way off his line. Alexander, way open net. Alexander, just high. He has had so many opportunities.
Well, that is as open of a goal as you're going to get. That was an interesting decision, we'll call it, by the goalkeeper to just keep going.
I mean, that ball took a bad bounce for the Eagles defense. Molina had a terrible read on it. So I believe that was Burris Khan who had the first initial touch, but that one went wide. So Alexander picked it up, and he just, I mean, 3 points if you're playing the other football, but the European football, that is a very bad shot. Dos Santos forcing the ball to Burris Khan. They're going to call a foul on Pedro Molina here. Believe it's just outside the box. No card will be rewarded, and the ref will mark the 10 yards. This is a good spot here. I think Dos Santos wants it, but looks like a lot of Bowdoin players want it. Which at this stage of the game, I don't blame him. I think when you're up 5-0, everybody wants to try a little something. Agulonwe lurking. But it is going to be Burris Khan to take it, and an easy scoop by DeWitt. DeWitt's going to hold up as his midfield is back helping out with the penalty kick.
It's a great job by DeWitt to set the wall and break down that angle and force the deflection.
Final 13:30 to play. It's been a way better second half than it was the first half for the Eagles. Finally look like they're getting their feet out from under them. The last half was just a shocker. 3 goals in 2 minutes for the Polar Bears. It's hard to recover from that. Phil, what have you seen from this Eagles team so far in this half?
Well, they're certainly, like you just seen there, they're able to take Bowdoin off possession more, and they're almost going toe-to-toe with them, something that they just weren't able to do in that first half. And, I mean, they're not so much taking their chances, but they're certainly creating them. And as we've seen, it's really paid dividends for them.
Agulowe will get the verbal warning here. Free kick for the Eagles. Echeverse takes it quickly to Parkin, who gets his pocket picked by Agulowe. Great slide challenge there, as it will go out. Throw in for the Eagles. One thing you cannot say, though, is this Eagles crowd has not given up on the team. They're still cheering for everything good they've done, which is very positive sight. It's nice to know you're not having your best game and you're still having the fans represent you no matter what, still showing up, still supporting you, even at your lowest of lows. It's a new feeling. It's one of those feelings where you're like, all right, we can do this no matter what. We can rebound, and hopefully they can do that on Saturday against Salve Regina.
Absolutely, and I think the crowd was really pushing them forward and pushing them harder and spurring them on.
Echeverse with the free kick. Ball's bouncing up. Manuka Pereira. Just a little wide on the volley.
I think Husson really wants to repay that faith in those fans by giving them a goal here. Send them home with at least something.
Send yourselves home with something. Not just the fans. Send you home with something, with a smile on your face, knowing, all right, well, I mean, we didn't have the best of starts, but look how we played in the last 10 minutes. That's something to build upon for the next 45 minutes you're going to play in the next game. way you can come out stronger and not have that just very bad first 5. Ball bounced around in the midfield. Molina's going to pick it up, give it to Parkin. Parkin's going to give it over to Desorme. Desorme and Parkin trying to do a little give and go, but that one's going to go off of Dos Santos in the midfield from Bowdoin, actually. So we're actually going to see a goalie change here for Bowdoin in these last 10. Big block there by Parkin, and that one's going to go out for a goal kick. And that's going to bring on Quinn Batagalis from Kennebunk, Maine, the senior. Has no stats played and no career stats. Under the Bowdoin page, that is. As Alex Answorth marks his day as done. In 80 minutes played, only a couple shots faced, and he stopped every single one of them. Bowdoin is always a tough task, especially early in the season where you're still trying to figure out the new coach system. Duberhall falls down on a hard challenge.
And I think, like you said, Bowdoin being such a tough challenge, and Bermudez really getting a taste of what those 7 other coaches for Husson found out.
Yeah, finding out the hard way, that's for sure. Just didn't get his team ready for the first 5, and that really showed. I mean, 3 goals in 5 minutes is a tough task for any team. They got it done in a hurry. That ball goes out for a corner. We'll see what Husson can do here. Normally, they scored most of their goals off the set pieces with Mario Alvarez taking them, but Alvarez has been out the last couple of days, so you want to see him build upon something here. He'll still be a question mark for Salve Regina. I think you put this one right near the goalkeeper. Been sitting on the bench for 80 minutes. As they do, he comes out to play it. Ball bouncing around. Moore can't get a head on it. Cleared by Bowdoin. A great defensive stand. Desorme, the last man back for the Eagles. He's going to play this one quick. Volleys it up to Echeverse. Echeverse, touch off the chest, right to the feet. Trying to do a toe touch down to Mora. But couldn't get it done. Bermudez. Again, you love to see it from your coach no matter what. Normally 5-0, 10 minutes left in a game where your guys just weren't up for it. You don't normally see a coach still up giving direction. You normally see him kind of shy away, just letting his guys play for fun out there. But not Bermudez. He's been up this entire game still coaching like it's a 0-0 game.
And I think as a player, it really speaks volumes knowing that, you know, if your coach doesn't give up on you, then why should you?
Exactly. Something you love to see, especially only his 4th game as the head coach. And you can really see he's built a bond with the players. Something you really want to see with a coach. I mean, especially this early on. I mean, normally you don't see it this early. Normally around the 10th, 11th game, you'll start to see the bond. But you can really see it with him and the players, especially, I mean, we're only 4 games in. This is their 4th game played. And they've just done a great job so far of adapting to his style. As we will get a whistle as Blanco goes down. Molina and Dos Santos exchanging a couple words, so I'm not entirely sure what happened. It all happened behind the play. As I believe the throw-in will come back. I'm not really too sure what happened. It all happened off to our side, off camera from the far angle. So none of us really had a good view up here in the booth on it. Duberhall, tough challenge there. Mora takes it up in the midfield. nifty little touch to Duberhall. Nice little spin by Moore. He's trying to force somewhere with it. He goes back to Pereira. Pereira to Echeverse. Echeverse trying to do a give and go, except no one was there for the go. Long ball here. Moore back defensively. Not where he normally is, but a great play forcing it out. Looks like Echeverse gets stepped on. Dos Santos with the cross. Great play by Pereira.
A high five from his keeper is it's a good block to save a scoring chance.
They'll actually call it a goal kick. I thought it went off of Pereira.
Yeah. Players' reactions, certainly you would think so, but
I guess the ball went out before Pereira had a touch on it. Parkin trying to do a cut in the midfield. Gives it down to Molina. Molina's going to do a run here. Parkin's going to stay back defensively. A good cover. Molina forces the ball out off the Polar Bears. In the final 6 minutes now, the game is pretty much over. It pretty much has been for the last 20 minutes or so. And the streak will continue as no Husson coach or no Husson team ever assembled has ever beat the Bowdoin College Polar Bears. It's just an insane stat. This match has been going on since 2000. Bermuda is the 6th ever coach, the 9th coach in the span to take on the Polar Bears. None of them have been able to find the W. That streak will remain. Hopefully Bermudez doesn't continue the trend in future seasons, and they'll find a way to finally conquer the beast. Bowdoin, one of the NESCAC schools, so beating them is always a tough challenge, but I mean, if it's a challenge you can beat, it's going to be great momentum booster throughout your entire season, no matter what season. Obviously, this season's not going to be it, but say they do it next year, that entire season, I mean, you pretty much count that as a win because you beat Bowdoin College. You beat a NESCAC school who's always going to be top 2 or 3 in that NESCAC ranking. Throwing for the Eagles. Long ball here. Does nothing. That one just goes all the way back. A nice play by DeWitt. He is super aggressive off his line, though. Not something. I mean, he gives you a little bit of a heart attack. He comes way out of the box no matter what.
reminiscent of a former Husson goalkeeper.
Alex
Reichsteiner,
yeah.
exactly.
Gives you a heart attack no matter what. He just comes way off his line. Hasn't burned him yet, but that Alexander chance, that was very close. He's throwing for the Eagles. Sear gets it at his feet, but an instant turnover. Echeverse gets it back, though. Just couldn't work through the Bowdoin back line. Blanco picks it up. Had Pacelli right on his back. Pereira over to Duberhall. Still, I mean, even 3 minutes left in this game, the pressure on the back line is still there as Surkov forces it out.
Bowdoin finding another gear these last 3 minutes. I mean, they're just trying to really put the hammer down on Husson and close the book.
I mean, from the first minute of this game, first second, as soon as that first whistle blew, pressure, 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 and that has not stopped. This Bowdoin side has been well coached. They executed their game plan to perfection. It has just been a masterclass of coaching and discipline from this Bowdoin side.
And you could forgive them, too, for, maybe taking their foot off the gas a little bit after 2-0, even 3-0. But that certainly has not been the case. They have been at it from the get-go, like you said, from that first whistle. Just an absolute manhandle of Husson.
The one positive you can take here, if you are Husson, you adjusted well. I mean, 3 goals. I mean, I've said it so many times in this last 45 minutes, but 3 goals in 5 minutes to start the game is such a hard task, and it just kills your momentum, kills your energy, kills your bench, kills everything. But they were able to respond, only allowing 2 goals the rest of the game. I mean, still not what you want to see because now the score is 5-0, and you haven't scored yet to answer any of those goals, but you remained disciplined. You remained up. You did a great job adjusting, so you didn't keep getting burned. Did a great job adjusting to the speed of the game, the speed the Polar Bears wanted to play, the speed they are still playing. There's a through ball there to Pacelli. Goes a little long, so DeWitt picks it up. That one goes a little long for Duberhall. Final minute. 5-0 Bowdoin. I'll actually stop the clock here. As the Polar Bears bench is not happy, as they see it as a 5-0. Why are you stopping the clock when we're trying to get out of here? Duberhall doing a nice job clearing. Duberhall's had a really good game as a wingback. He's doing a great job recovering, doing a great job winning his battles when he can. Not giving this Polar Bears team too much. Molina lays a body in the corner on Dos Santos. Those two were going at it earlier, about 5 minutes earlier or so. The clock continues to run. Polar Bears are taking this for real. Not just going to let the clock drain. Normally you see it, and in this scenario, you'll just let the clock drain, but the Polar Bears want it for real. They'll take it. Very dangerous, but they'll actually stop the clock here. Not too sure what happened. I mean, also normally in this position, you don't see the ref stop the clock at all, especially when it's 4-0 entering the half. Normally they just let the time run the entire time unless it gets back within 2. As a play there by Parkin. DeWitt will scoop it, and that will be the game. The Husson Eagles came out slow and could not recover. The Polar Bears take this one 5-0. And another statistic added to the L column. No Husson team has ever beat the Polar Bears in a men's soccer match. What do you think what are the positives that the Eagles can take into Saturday, Phil?
Well, they created chances in that second half. They really were able to slow the game down a little bit and play their style, play Bermudez ball, if you want to call it that. But, they're a young team. They'll only get better. You said it, Bermudez, it's only his 4th game in charge. So they have time. They have a lot of time still to figure out what they want to be, and they'll shake this one off, and I'm sure they'll come into the next one firing.
Again, that next one's going to be against Salve Regina, a close, hard-fought game last year that was down in Rhode Island, I believe. It was a 2-2 game up until about the 85th minute, and then a penalty kick, Duberhall yellow card. They scored that and then responded a couple minutes later, scoring another one. So Salve Regina took that one 4-2. So it's going to be an interesting game as I believe 17-year head coach retired down at Salve Regina. So they have an interim coach this year and an awfully young squad, if I remember right from the sheet. So it's going to be an interesting one. That game's going to start at 1 o'clock. I believe me and Xander Cook are on the call. Xander Cook's going to join the soccer broadcast for the first time in his career. Philly, how was your first soccer broadcast?
That was great. I really enjoyed it. It's a pleasure getting to work with you. It's a pleasure getting to be here and doing this. So I had fun.
Well, that will do it from us here at Boucher Field. Husson Eagles couldn't get it done, taking the L 5-0 against the Bowdoin Polar Bears. It's been Caden Trenwith alongside Philip Robarge. Everyone have a nice night. Salve Regina, 1 o'clock on Saturday.